What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 5 Team Builder to take on Brett and Magcargo Brett-Aviv. His team consists of Curum Black, Megalopony, Klefki, Gliscor, Blacephalon, Araquanid, not Tornadus, Thunderous Therian, which is a Z user, Miltank, Uxie, the other Z user, and a Alolan Dug Trio. I believe Uxie's allowed to Z Memento, so that will be fun to deal with. Not, but luckily I have Registeel to deal with that. Priority, he has Lopunny with Fake Out and Quick Attack, Dug Trio with Sucker Punch. Hazard setting, he's got Klefki with Spikes, Gliscor with Rocks, Araquanid with Webs, Miltank with Rocks, Uxie with Rocks, and Dougie with Rocks. So despite only being a 10-mon team, he's actually got a lot of hazard diversity, and he covers a lot of stuff with his team. Like, it's a really well-balanced team considering it's only 10 mons. Removal options wise, he has Klefki with Defog, Gliscor with Defog, and Thunderous with Defog, so pretty poor removal options at the very least, and then 1 4x weakness in Gliscor to Ice. I'm not expecting Gliscor or Alolan Dug Trio to come. I think both of them sort of don't make a lot of sense against me. If anything, Alolan Dug Trio would come over Gliscor to be able to deal with Mimikyu a little bit better, I'm imagining. Klefki's definitely coming against me, so I don't really see a reason why he would want to run double steel against my team, because I do have a relatively good matchup against steel types most of the time. Araquanid's a big maybe for me from Araquanid, although it can break through a lot of my team. It does struggle to outspeed stuff, if that makes sense. Like, it's so slow. Excuse me. Curum Black, Megalopony, both 100% coming. I think Miltank's 100% coming. I think Klefki's 100% coming. And then I think it's between Thunderous, Blacephalon, Uxie, and Araquanid for the last 2 spots. So he'll definitely have to pick there. So first up on our side is Zapdos, physically defensive Zapdos. This takes on Megalopony and a physical Curum really well, physical Araquanid very well, obviously, as well. Physical Miltank to an extent. I mean, I really can't beat the Miltank 1v1, but I can get rid of rocks on it. This can beat Dug Trio if he doesn't have a rock move either. So that's the Zapdos there. Physically defensive again. HP Ice is there for the Thunderous because that's his main electric answer. And Gliscor as well. It kind of sucks that they both share an ice weakness when they complement each other's electric. No, they're both immune to electric. I don't know. But those are his electric switch-ins, really, for Araquanid, so... And honestly, Discharge is going to be really nice for the Lopunny and the Curum Black anyways, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Curum Black's a pain in the ass, but I can break Lopunny sub with this investment with a Discharge, and I'm still physically defensive, so that's what matters. I'm actually running minimal speed IVs. I have a purpose to this. I want to be slower than Miltank initially to get slow roosts off if he's doing shenanigans like that. I could not fit Toxic on this set. I really wish I could fit Toxic on this set, but I can't, unfortunately. Otherwise, dealing with the Miltank and the Uxie would be a hell of a lot easier, but I really just can't fit Toxic on the set, so we're rolling with this. And that's the Zapdos, I guess. Rocky Helmet, again, it's for chip on the Lopunny, which doesn't have recovery outside of Drain Punch or, like, Healing Wish. So, and Healing Wish is killing itself. But, yeah, Registeel, Leftovers, Clear Body. This is our specially defensive mon with Rocks, Block Amnesia, and Seismic Toss. So this is kind of a neat set. The strategy is to block in something that I can set up Amnesias on, i.e., Uxie. Well, Uxie could U-turn out on me, but the main plan is to block in the Klefki, I think, is the big thing. And then I can set up Amnesias, and all of a sudden Thunderous is not a problem. And this is also a pseudo answer to a special Curum. I definitely eat Ice Beams for days, but a physical Curum would be a problem. And Earth Power is still a problem from the Curum, but Seismic Toss breaks subs on everything, right? So, Blacephalon is still an issue. I can't touch Blacephalon, but I can maybe just boost on its face with Amnesia and have Rocks up, and I don't know, maybe he'll kill himself to Mind Blown or something. I don't actually have an answer to Blacephalon, nor would I want one. I don't know. Blacephalon just, it feels like it's a threat, but sometimes it's just like really bad. And I'm almost questioning if he brings it or not, because it's so frail that Mimikyu can almost one-shot it with Shadow Sneak. from Adamant Mimikyu. So after rocks, it dies, and that seems like a big problem for him, especially because on paper it kind of looks like Mimikyu tears him apart. Um, but in theory and in practice, I ended up not going with the Mimikyu just because he has so much fast stuff, and I didn't really want to run a lot of speed investment necessarily. So, but I have to run like max speed to outspeed Kyurem and Uxie and Gliscor because his speed tiers are really whack. Like he's got a lot of fast stuff and no slow stuff. So that's sort of just what's happening there. Mienshao, running Scarf Reckless Mienshao with HJK, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Rock Slide. Rock Slide being there for the Thunderous, which would otherwise resist High Jump Kick and U-Turn and stuff. High Jump Kick can deal with the Kyurem and the Lopunny. I don't necessarily, and the Miltank, I think if he's running Protect on something, it's going to be the Miltank over the Kyurem or the Lopunny, but he might run Protect on the other two, I'm not sure. U-Turn for momentum, obviously, I can just lead with Mienshao pretty easily against most of his team. And Knockoff gets rid of a lot of key items, revenge kills like Blacephalon if he's Specs, and yeah, like I said, Rock Slides for the Thundurus and such. Enough speed on the Mienshao to outspeed Scarf Thundurus, so I can revenge kill Scarf Thundurus with Rock Slide as well. With max attack, a little bit of bulk thrown in there with the leftover EVs. Mega Latios bringing Air Canada with Dragon Dance, Zen Headbutt, Dragon Claw, and Earthquake, so we're a physically offensive Mega Latios, and I opted to not go with Recovery, because I don't think it matters, really. And you know what? Okay, so I liked the idea of physically offensive, but I'm really not eating any physical hits, so I'm kind of just gonna change this really quickly so I don't get walled by like Gliscor, and we're just gonna pop Ice Beam on the mix set there. He's not going to expect Ice Beam on a mix set, and so if he does bring Gliscor, or like Alolan Dugtrios to switch in to lower my speed with Tangling Hair, then Ice Beam is going to be a nice way to deal with those now that I'm thinking about it. Max speed, which I have to be, to speed tie with Alolan Dugtrio, and max attack, and I'm actually going to move this to special attack over that, and we're Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Mamoswine bringing a Salt Vest, thick fat Mamoswine, so I can definitely eat hits from the Blacephalon. That's the main answer to Thundurus as well, realistically. You know, I eat Ice Beams from Kyurem Black, regardless. I mean, he's going through thick fat, but I still eat the Ice Beams. Ice Shard will two-shot Gliscor if he's max HP and no physical defense. Earthquake bodies a lot of stuff. Blacephalon, Dugtrio, Klefki if he's not Magnet Rise, Rock Slide for the things that do those shenanigans, and then Knockoff to get rid of items, of course. I was initially putting rocks on this, and I decided I really need rocks in some way, shape, or form. Oh god, pardon me. I decided I needed rocks in some way, and I ended up putting them on Registeel instead, even though I was going to put Toxic on the Registeel set. I opted not to. Enough speed on the Mamoswine to outrun no speed Uxie, Kyurem Black, or Gliscor, which is his base 95 mons. So we're outspeeding 0 speed base 95s with this, which means we should be able to outspeed things like Gliscor, get rid of a Toxic Orb, things like that. Especially if he wants to like lead Gliscor, then Mamoswine's a huge threat. And if he wants to lead Klefki, then Mamoswine's a huge threat. He'll either reveal Magnet Rise, or he'll reveal Shuckaberry, or he'll die to the Mamoswine turn 1, and I really don't care if he switches into Thundurus or Gliscor or Araquanid, because I have Rock Slide. So there you go. I'm tempted to just click Knockoff turn 1 if I'm doing that, and Mamoswine's probably going to be my dedicated lead because of that. Last but not least, we're bringing in the boy. You already know that it's the boy. You already know. Wishy-washy. Jay's Life coming in for the first game. Look at those stats. Those stats are amazing. No, they're horrible. Wishy-Washy gets significantly better in schooling form, and unfortunately I don't have a Wish Passer to make it better. It'd be great if I had a Wish Passer, because then you could knock it into out of schooling form, sorry, and then I could get it back into schooling form. But I have seen a lot of Rest Talk variants. It seems to be a very common Wishy-Washy set. However, we are bringing a Choice Specs variant. Enough speed for 0 speed Araquanid, and so I'll always outspeed that, which is fun. And then max special attack, a little bit of HP, and I've got no attack investment, but U-Turn's still going to do a hell of a lot of damage, because it goes up to like 140 base attack or something stupid when it's in schooling form. Scald for the burns. Honestly, that's the only reason I'm running Scald over Surf, and Wishy-Washy's... Wishy-Washy has really bad coverage. Like, it's a fantastically powerful Mon, but it has horrific coverage. So I'm running Dual Water and Ice Beam. Specs Surf just demolishes a lot of his team. Specs Ice Beam doesn't have a switch-in, and U-turn for momentum. If he does think that he has a switch into Wishy-Washy, I can U-turn on it. That's realistically what's going on there. Obviously, I'm super slow, so I don't eat hits from like anything. But I can get some big hits off on his walls, and that's like kind of important, is that I can break down Uxie, Miltank, and Klefki, and potentially I can break down Kyurem based on his set. It doesn't, like, Kyurem doesn't really eat Specs Ice Beams very well, but he can still tank the Surfs if he's like Assault Vest or something like that, so... Now, in terms of what we didn't bring, Mimikyu is definitely on my mind. Like I said, Mimikyu has a really good matchup, but Klefki kind of stops in its tracks. Thunder Wave is super obnoxious, and I think he's going to bring Klefki for Mega Latios anyways. Slowking, I thought about running Spec Slowking over Specs Wishy-Washy, if I'm being honest with you guys. I thought Spec Slowking kind of broke through his team incredibly well with no Dark type on it. You can just click Spec Psychic, honestly, over and over and over again. Or even Specs Future Sight. And generally, an Assault Vest Future Sight set wasn't horrible, but in the end, I ended up being really scared of Thundurus and Kyurem Black, and Blacephalon. So, like, Slowking doesn't really deal with his offense very well, but it can kind of deal with his defense, kind of. So that's why we didn't bring Slowking. Rotom Heat, it's a tough bring, really. Rotom Heat, this matchup, like, his Mon that's weak to fire are, like, Klefki and Alolan Doug Trio, so... What's the point there? And then he's got 2 electric resists, so or immunity. Sorry, I just really didn't see Rotom putting in a lot of work. And Earth Power one-shots me from Kyurem Black, so there's like no chance that I was bringing Rotom Heat against his team really. Tangela, same thing. I mean, honestly, Kyurem's just a big problem to Tangela, and Tangela can't deal with the rest of his offense. Blacephalon's a problem. It's looking like a horrible matchup to me on paper, and that's probably what happens. Scrafty, I'm wondering if he's going to bring Blacephalon like River brought Chandelure with like Will-O-Wisp, thinking that Scrafty would be a main switch-in to his Blacephalon, because it probably would be. But honestly, Mega Lopunny kind of just kills Scrafty, Kyurem Black beats Scrafty, Thundurus sets up on Scrafty, Araquanid beats Scrafty. So, again, it was another Mon I had a hard time trying to fit onto the team. If I had a 7th Mon on the team, I think it would probably be Mimikyu, and I might swap out like physically offensive Mega Latios maybe, because Mega Latios doesn't look that great, but like maybe a special variant of Mega Latios is better. So all in all, that's kind of my thoughts on the matchup here. Looking forward to playing Brett. He is well known for being a good battler, and yeah, looking forward to it. So that's going to be... Oh, hang on. Just for Zombie's sake, because he bugged me about this in my Week 4 team builder, Brett hasn't played his Week 4 match yet against Paulie yet. So I don't know his Week 4 record. We're potentially playing like tomorrow or the day after, and I just wanted to get the team builder filmed before I play the match. So that's going to be it for me, guys, and I will catch you guys for the match.